We're all set.
All set? It's 7 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. The location of the fire exit doorways are on either end of the hallway in case of emergency. The AED machine hangs on the wall directly across from that door. Please silence all cell phones and papers. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Carl Rock.
Here.
Rocky Ellsworth.
Here.
Norm Mas.
Here.
Ed Hay.
Here.
Jonathan Goldberg.
Here. Okay, give it a minute of May 20th, 24, meeting minutes. Any additions, corrections? If not,
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of May 20th, 2024.
motion made by Rocky Ellsworth, second by Carl Ross, to approve the minutes of May 20th, 2024 as presented. Clerk, please call the roll.
Carl Rock.
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth.
Aye.
Norman Mas.
Aye.
Ed Hay.
Aye.
Jonathan Goldberg.
Carried, okay. You please show approval of our public hearing. Carol?
I forgot to put it up today. I apologize. Let me see if I can find it out there.
That's all right.
I read it, so,
Okay.
in the West Side News.
Everybody here is aware of the public hearing, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are.
Okay, we're good.
Okay.
All right, Mario DeLaura,
Yep.
would you like to tell the board what you would like to do?
Get a variance on my lot line, 1.5 foot, bring it down to 6 feet, so you put a shed.
Okay. There's two there now, you're going to
Take down the story, yes.
get rid of both of those and put up the one new.
Yes, correct.
What type of construction, or what is it, like pole barns,
No, regular wood frame,
wood frame?
yeah, 2x4s, and that's your one line.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Is there any questions from any board members? At this point in time, open up for a public hearing. Anyone wishes to speak for or against this proposal, please give your name and address.
I think it's a great idea.
Name and address.
Yeah, Kristen, I just wonder what will the floor be, concrete or dirt?
Wood.
I think it's a raised.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else like to make any comments?
Yeah, I'll speak for it. Scott Martin, 1960 Redmond Road. He's taken down some sheds, he's got to replace them. They're probably old and deteriorating, so it's gonna look a lot nicer with a new one in there.
Okay. I agree with you on that point. We were there Saturday. Let's just say they're tired.
My classics one held with duct tape.
He's not kidding, it is held by duct tape.
I've got a tractor with a bucket if you need just a little push.
Anyone else? If not, at this point in time, I'll close this public hearing. Okay, board, any questions before I read? Okay. Number one, whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby property will be created by the granting of the area variance.
The improvement.
Right. Number two, whether benefit sought by the applicant can be achieved by some feasible method other than an area variance.
Not really in that location and size of the yard.
Number three, whether requested area variance is substantial.
It's pretty much replacing
The old with the new.
the old with the new and same, pretty much same footprint, a little bit longer.
Number four, whether proposed area variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood district. I think it will improve it. Number five, whether alleged difficulty was self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the zoning board of appeals, but shall not necessarily preclude the granting of the area variance.
He wants the building, so it's self-created.
Yeah,
You know, you want to put it split.
okay. Any further questions? If not,
I'll make a motion that the application for Mario Delora, 87 Coast Hollow, seeking relief from Town Code 520-15B2F. He's seeking relief, 1.5-foot relief, where the code requires 7.5 feet. He's asking, he wants it 6 feet from the side lot line. And a variance from Town Code, relief from Town Code 520-31A, for a shed to have no one side exceeding longer than 16 feet in length. And this building is going to be 24 feet long, correct?
Right.
So we're 8-foot variance on that. This is the minimum relief allowed. There was no negative comments in the public hearing. And it's a type 2 seeker, and we read all the criteria pertaining to this.
Second,
motion made by Ed Haig, second by Rocky Ellsworth to approve the area variance of Mario Delora, 87 Coast Hollow Drive, for variances needed to get rid of 2 old sheds, replace it with a new one. Clerk, please call the vote.
Carl Lot.
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth.
aye.
Norm Vaz.
Aye.
Ed Haig.
Aye.
John Bogle.
Aye.
Carried. Okay, Mr. Delora, you're all set for that part.
Thank you.
Get your building permit from Cheryl.
Yep, and they've done that before.
Okay, we'll move down the agenda to, Nigel Reed, 1827 Walker Lake, Ontario Road.
Yes, I'm proposing a 40 by 60 foot pole barn. And, I have, the storage needs, for that. I've done a lot of, work on this property as far as, taking a lot of trees down. If you see the pictures on the, letter of introduction, there's a lot of, chips and, timber still left over from those trees. I want to get rid of all of that. And when I have this pole barn, before I have the pole barn done, I have an excavator coming in to level the property so that I'm not bouncing all over with the lawn tractor. And it's, if you've seen the architectural drawing, I think it might be a nice addition. And where the property was at the time.
Okay.
And basically what I want to do is, the setback of 15 feet is no problem at the back of the barn, but I also have a leach field that has a built-up mound and a hill involved. There's, according to my neighbor, 40 truckloads of sand brought in for percolation. And so it's a big mound, and I want to be able to,
raise that.
I want to keep the front of the barn, as the barn comes forward, I want to keep it away from the leach field and the hill. And that's why I'm asking for a 5-foot variance, or for a 5-foot setback instead of 15 on the front end of the pole barn.
Okay.
You're putting it, or you having it, is it on, gonna be like kind of on an angle?
But the way
The way the lot line looks in the
yes,
building.
the lot line is on an angle, and so this would be more perpendicular to the street and more parallel with the house itself.
Is the shed, the existing shed, is that gonna stay, the existing building?
The existing shed may be torn down. It all depends on the site prep, what they think, but I figured I could put my lawn equipment in there. I have a new trailer, 30-foot trailer, I got a 71 Chevelle, 2 motorcycles, and a few other, I'm an amateur wannabe woodworker. So I wanna put a little, section in the pole barn for, when my wife here, wants a project done that takes 6 months.
So if you're gonna keep the second building, and there's potential that you're gonna keep it, to have a second accessory structure on the property.
He's an RDL, so he's allowed to have 3.
He can have, okay, I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
we're covering all the bases so that,
Okay.
okay, so we don't need to. It'll be-
Good, notice you're 330 foot, you're way back.
Yeah, it's right at the very back of the
Very
property.
back end of your property.
Mhm.
You won't even see it from the road.
Well,
I mean, you can see it, but it's.
yeah, I don't think it'll impact, and the way the actual architectural drawing is, it's gonna look very nice. And my wife wants the garage that we already have for her own purposes.
Kind of own shit out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Or is there any other questions?
That we can schedule a public hearing for.
I'll make a motion, we schedule a public hearing for Nigel Reed, 1827 Walker Lake, Ontario Road, seeking relief from 520-27C for a 40 by 60 storage barn that's located 5 feet from the property line where code requires 15 feet. And public hearing will be on 7/15 after 7 o'clock.
Second.
Motion made by Carl Ross, second by Rocky Osler, to schedule a public hearing for Nigel Reed, 1827 Walker Lake and Hilly Road, for variances required for the construction of a shed in the back rear of his property for July 15th after 7 o'clock. Motion made, call the vote.
Carol Ross,
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth,
Aye.
Herman Boss,
Aye.
and Lee.
Aye.
Johnson.
All right.
Hey, you're all set, hey, you're $75 in prior to July 1st.
Okay.
Could you stake out or orange paint or something the proposed site? Because on Saturday, July 13th, sometime after 10:30 in the morning, we'll come out and look at the location.
I do have some posts up there now, actually.
Okay,
And, but at the same time, I've got a stump that I had an excavate I borrowed an excavator. I can't get that stump out, so I got a mulch around it, and, you could probably, bring your bathing suit.
well, we just view everything before the public hearing. so-
Gotcha, but yeah, you're, by all means, I've got some, set up out there
Okay.
for that. And, and so do I talk with Cheryl as far as the $75?
Yes.
You do.
Okay, Cheryl, I'll talk with you.
Sounds good.
All right, a check or a credit card?
Cash, check, or credit card?
I can do
But if there's a
cash.
credit card, there's extra $1.75 bank maintenance fee.
I'll do cash.
Okay.
Are we good?
We're
Yes.
good. Any questions? Anything you would like to know? You were good.
Okay,
But like I said, we'll be there on the 13th after
Okay.
10:30.
all right. Is this still a public hearing if we wanna, should
But
say?
there will be a public hearing on the
That's
15th of
fine.
July.
No, I'm talking now, should we stay?
You're fine, you're good.
You're
You're
good to go unless you want to
She wants
watch.
to stay.
I have a
She
question.
wants to know if I live here.
I have a question. It's not, no problem with that. I'm just curious. He requested a relief and he also requested a relief from the lot line. So why does his need a public hearing and his doesn't need a public hearing? I'm just
He
curious.
had his public hearing
Okay.
just
okay.
now, he scheduled it last month.
Okay, so,
Next month, his public
I'll
hearing
be
will
back
be.
again.
She has a complaint, I think. Yes,
Okay.
if it's
Okay.
two-part
okay,
process.
I'm tracking.
First appeal and then
Oh, okay, I'm trying.
This is just a preliminary.
I thought maybe we had to be friends. I mean, obviously, the two motorcycles in the workshop, we are gonna be friends, but,
No, this public hearing will be July 15th.
okay.
Okay, we'll move on now to Scott Martin.
That's me, yeah.
That's what I thought.
How did you know?
You would like to put a pool.
Yeah, I'm seeking, relief from, there's a requirement that the pool be behind the rear foundation line of the house. And about midway through the foundation line of my house, the ground drops 20 feet, into DEC wetlands. So I don't have usable land in the back, behind the rear lot line of my house, or the rear foundation line of my house. I printed off some very crude CAD models of what they could possibly look like in their approximate location, if you wanna look at that. If you're curious, you stay, have some fun. So I'm looking for a pool and a hot tub, above ground, in ground, whatever is gonna look the best, or be the most appropriate, for the space. I don't really have backyard to put anything in because of that tremendous drop. Some people are familiar with Shirley Holland's
Yes.
house, the Sandy Creek
Manor.
Manor, bed
Yeah,
and breakfast. Yeah, the ground goes away, it disappears.
I'm very familiar with that home, so I know exactly what it does.
Yeah, so I'm looking on the north side of the property is the leach field, can't put one there.
Yeah.
So the only real place I have to put it is the southern side. I want it to be as far away from the road as possible. I would love to be able to put it all the way back by the creek, but again, DEC wetlands, can't do that. So I'm trying to make it as far back as possible, like abutting up to that drop off if possible. But I don't build pools, so I don't know what's possible. But that's the goal here, is to get it as far away from the road, push it as back as far as possible, but obviously it can't be behind the house. Because in that location, yeah, it drops off before the back of the house.
Well, you could put it behind the house, but it'd be in the creek.
Yes, there is, and I did read up, you can't build into the creek without like the state approval, I
No,
think,
that would
with somebody else, and that's good. I don't need a pool then. I already know water.
Okay, any further questions we drove by it Saturday, but I've known the home, I knew Shirley very well.
You should have stopped in.
Should have said hi. We're not on the well anymore, we're on the public
Now,
water.
you're getting way up there now, society.
We're gonna get running water, or indoor plumbing soon too. So, we'll get rid of the outhouse, that'll be part of this maybe.
Okay, if not any
Well, for an
further
indoor pool,
questions,
yeah,
we
they
can schedule a public hearing.
I'll make a motion to schedule a public hearing for Scott Martin, 1960 Redmond Road, sometime after 7 o'clock on Monday, July 15th, for variance needed to put a pool on the south side of his house instead of behind the house.
Second.
Motion made by Rocky Ellsworth, second by Carl Ross, to schedule a public hearing for Scott Martin, 1960 Redmond Road, for the variances required to put a pool on the south side of his house. For July 15th at 7 o'clock. Clerk, please poll the vote.
Carol Lot.
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth.
Aye.
John Bosch.
Aye.
Ed Hay.
Aye.
Jonathan Bova.
Aye.
So, does this ordinance also, or whatever we're applying for, would also include a deck for an above ground? Or would we have to do a second, presentation?
So,
For a deck or a
no.
fence?
yeah, so if we're
If we
doing,
grant you a variance for the pool, you can put above, it's not up to us to determine what type of pool you put in.
well, so, there's a code for a fence, there's a code for a deck, there's a code for a pool, there's a code for a hot tub. And all of those are behind the rear foundation line. So for me to put an above ground pool, I also have to, well, I don't have to have a deck, but I would. So am I applying for all these variances at once, or is it like
And you come back month after month, like, are we gonna see you for the next year?
If you know that's what you're gonna need is a variance for everything, you should come all at once. And
Okay.
apply for one, and, but if you're putting an in-ground pool in, you don't need the variance for a deck.
But we need one for a fence,
You
right?
would need one for the fence, correct.
So it'd be like either or.
Right, so you need to pick what you wanna do and then ask for the appropriate, variances.
Okay,
And make that decision, we can amend, he can amend
Yeah, we
his
can
motion
amend
to
it.
include, so if you're thinking about a potential.
in-ground pool with a
Well,
fence.
we didn't know if you
and-
guys were gonna say, oh, the above ground is ugly, which it is. So, you know, we don't want that above the front of the back house line, so then, but you could do an in-ground, cause it might be a little prettier, but then we need, you know, that was our thought process to cover all our bases.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
We
want
want
in-ground and a-
approval,
and a
is what we want, so we'll do whatever it takes to get approval.
You
We
want the
don't
in-ground
judge
and a
what type
fence.
of pool you put in, we
Okay.
just
Right,
Is the fence a
give you the
requirement for?
right to put it in
Well,
the
absolutely.
area.
Fence is a requirement for an in-ground pool. so
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Anything, above 40, or below 48 inches requires a fence. Yes.
I mean, if you're thinking you're gonna go in-ground with a fence, just make that decision now and he can amend
Yeah,
his
before-
motion.
Okay, we'd like to make that decision now, go with a fence,
okay.
in-ground pool with a fence and a hot tub and a patio. I don't know that does a patio need, I don't know what the,
Like snakes, are you doing
There's
sold by the
cement.
well, we have plenty of snakes in the house,
Oh, no,
they're gonna stay out of the
That's
pool.
like down, it's down a cliff, down another cliff and then back.
We like snakes. We've got a ton of snakes in the house, so.
No, no.
I mean, you don't go to the basement.
Either with my wife.
No, not for that, no, there's a house, no. No, it's a front of the house.
See, because it's moving from the back foundation.
You know, I never had that. Snakes.
Snakes in the neighborhood.
Is it-
Of course, the fence.
No.
But a patio, you
You would
don't
like
need
that.
variance for a cement patio, no.
Snakes in the rain.
No, variance probably. Just this is part of the permit process.
Because it's, an in-ground pool is gonna have some
Some
type
cement
of
around it.
cement around it.
Yeah, it requires a 3-foot apron, and then we're obviously gonna have a seating area too, we would put. It's in one of the photos, like a 10-foot, the last page. There's a 10-foot, like, actual patio area for chairs and stuff, and then, the 3-foot apron all the way around it. That raised area is a fence, I didn't make it transparent because my modeling skills aren't the best.
Would have to be, the fence would have to be the 50% opaque.
Yeah, we do a wrought iron, one of the wrought iron fences, yeah, because they're prettier than,
It just can't be 100%.
right, no privacy fence.
Yes.
I think it has to be 48 or 52.
I believe it's 48
inches.
inches minimum, or 42
Yeah.
inches minimum height.
Yeah, I'll check on it when we write this up.
Yeah, if you're thinking that, just get all that stuff included tonight, so that when you come back for the public hearing, all those pieces are covered and.
Okay. We'll do that.
Because anything he needs has gotta be published.
Right.
So you'll have to have it all worked out with Cheryl before July 1st.
I'll be at the end of the line tonight. Everybody else is gonna be faster than mine, I'm sure.
Because we can't grant anything that isn't published.
Right, right.
And
Any other questions?
I don't think so. I don't know what I
I think we
don't
should
know.
have like a site plan layout, exactly where all these are going,
This,
just for my clarification.
Mhm.
In relation to the houses, where is that built in, or where's the in-ground pool gonna go?
mhm,
Show me the fence, and where is the patio and the hot tub, just so I know where everything is,
mhm.
okay?
Is that possible to come up, what type does it have to be? Just a site plan, or can it be drawn?
I don't need, yeah, I hand drawn.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a site plan,
Right,
just
just
a flat plan of where
Right.
you're gonna place everything, so I know exactly.
where the house is located, exactly
Yeah.
where the pool goes.
Yeah, I can take those models I have and turn it
Thank you.
into a 2D
Yes.
drawing from above.
Yeah, the motion I made for the public hearing,
Yeah, that's right, it is.
I want to amend it to, state that the pool must be erected behind the front foundation of the house.
Okay, is that, you're familiar with the house?
Yes,
So is that the front wall of the house, or we've got that porch on there?
the front wall there,
Okay. I don't.
and I'll make that amendment to my motion. Yeah, and the fence has to be behind the front foundation of the house too. So I don't know if that'll kind of influence what dimensions you use, but.
Yeah, I think the minimum dimension they have for the pool won't allow that because the drop off is not 20 feet away from the front line of the house.
It's close, but it's not,
Yeah, but
I mean,
the
listen,
drop
I'm out there
off,
all the time stressing about it.
So the drop off is like at an angle, so the road is at a 9-degree angle from north. The house is at an 11-degree angle from north, and the drop off like gets closer to the road as you get south on the property line and further away as you go north. So as far away from the house as we can get and stay with that 15 feet from the property line, it's like 5 feet from the front of the house. We wouldn't be that far back, but it gets really close, like, it's already in front of the rear foundation of the house where we can start to put the pool.
right,
And then if you have, I think the narrowest pool they have is 16 or 17 feet, plus your 3-foot apron on either side makes you at 22 feet. Total, like where the fence is gonna be. And that's the width of the house, so we have to bump the whole thing forward because the drop off is like at least halfway through the house, if not 3/4 of the way through the house.
I'll look to my left at Maureen.
Well, they might just say she can't do it at all.
The way it looks now, the pool could be a few 10 feet ahead of your front of your house.
So what I've like looked at there is the front of the porch, and we are very near the front of the porch, maybe a little bit beyond it, but a couple of feet if we're beyond it. But we definitely can't be behind the front of the house.
Oh, I understand that.
We're gonna have to do a variance.
Variance for that, no.
Variance for the front and the front
So
foundation.
right,
Did that also, too.
right, I'll have to amend it to add
Which was
that.
originally a couple of variances that says, yeah.
And you'll have to get the dimensions to Cheryl, but relief of, some amount of feet in front of the front foundation.
So what is that one for? Because the pool is from the back of the house. What's from the front of the house?
You're not allowed to, with the fence of the pool, to come in front of the front foundation, so you'll be asking for a variance to be able to do that.
So for the fence, it's built in front of the house?
Right,
Okay.
so you get what I mean? We'll put it right in your public hearing. You're
Right, I'm
asking
just trying
for
to
a
figure out
variance
which, because the pool is in front of the back of the house, so in front of the back of the house is
Right, right.
anywhere in front.
But-
I'm just curious what's in front of the front of the,
The
which
fence-
porch is the fence, okay.
Normally, the
Tracking.
fence can't come in front of the front foundation,
Okay,
so I was gonna put in the motion that you're requesting a variance so it can.
okay. I thought the fence was, it could be in front as long as it's the 50% opacity and less than a certain height. I don't know what that is though, but if,
4 feet, yeah.
oh, and this has to be like right at 4 feet.
The pool can't be in front of the front.
Yeah, but where's the edge of the pool gonna be? Is it in front of the front foundation?
Yes.
Not the porch, the
The,
foundation?
yeah, the pool is in front of the front foundation, but I didn't see that in the, I thought the code was the back of the house and anything.
No, it's the front foundation, so that's the motion that Rocky wants to put in the public hearing.
Okay,
Because you can't be in front of the front foundation.
okay.
I'll amend the motion to add request to be in front of the front foundation, and Scott and Cheryl have to work out the dimensions, so we know what amount of variance
Yeah.
we're asking for.
That's why I wanna see like what the long-
Yeah, we spent a lot of time together earlier this month, whatever the day was. And that's where we got the front of the rear, it couldn't be the front of the rear foundation. I
Right.
haven't heard the front of the front foundation for a pool.
Yeah, but if it
That's
can't
just
be
news to
behind,
me.
the way it's going, the whole project, for lack of a better term, is gonna end up in front of the front foundation. By the time you put your pool, then your
Right.
fences, so this project is gonna end up in front of, so we just
Right.
need to get something in the works to say that it's gonna be in front of the front foundation. And then we need to look at that fence height to see what,
48 to 52, could just be 48.
if it's
But
40.
that was years ago when pools were only 48 inches
Right.
high.
To put an in-ground pool, and I don't know what's the requirement for a fence for an
I'll
in-ground
take
pool.
care, I'll look at it.
And see, before publication, you and Cheryl are gonna have to
Work it all out.
get some hard numbers,
Send it
yes.
to you guys.
Because whatever ends up published, we can't vary from that. You can always go less, but you can't go more.
4 feet is the minimum requirement for an in-ground pool. Based on a
For the fence,
quick look up of the code.
I don't know what the,
But I don't know what the,
48 inches, I said like 48. maybe.
Yeah, well, just make it for pool and fence, that covers it.
Yeah.
We're just mismatching it.
So he should be okay.
The fence is part of the pool, period.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You still have to go by the height of the pool. as
Right,
well.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
right.
Okay, I amended my motion for fence and pool.
did you, who seconded that? Who seconded the
Who
original
seconded,
motion?
Cheryl?
I don't even have that written down here yet.
I'm thinking
Carl.
about it. On the second
That's
amendment, I
it,
would-
confuse it.
Yeah, we're on the second round.
He's not the first one.
Oh, wait a
He made
minute,
the
Rocky,
motion.
oh.
I made the
Carl-
motion.
Carl is the
I'll
second.
second it.
Yeah, yeah, you already did, that's good.
Motion made by Rocky to amend, seconded by Carl to
Yeah.
amend
Yeah.
the
And then,
original
right,
to include the front for pool and fence.
And hot
Is there
tub.
now anything else?
Yeah, the hot tub was part of the original. You need to mention that too.
the hot tub's behind the house, correct?
It's gonna be on the patio of the
It's gonna
pool.
be on the south side too, I think.
Yeah, it's all gonna be there. That's part of the original one, was pool and hot tub.
Just remember, you're gonna be very visible to the road, but that's your choice.
Not really.
But anyway,
Well, it's not.
Well, now that we took out that giant arborvitae, yeah.
You see it drops off and drops off, and you have.
They might look at me.
There's enough soil there, then you know, you get.
I'm funny looking.
soil adjustments.
I'm quite a sight.
Put in like a paper wall to hold the soil. I don't know if you
yeah,
guys-
that's why you might have to go above ground.
That's what I'm saying, you have to go out there before you
Yeah.
go on
Yeah,
any.
well, we know that.
Right, I know.
I've been there, it's not a big a problem, just we're trying to make it tough. All right, this point in time, motion made by Rocky Ellsworth, second by Carl Ross, to amend the motion to include the front variances needed for pool and fence.
Or-
Clerk, please poll the vote.
Okay, Carl Rock.
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth,
Aye,
Norm Boss,
Aye.
and Hay,
Aye.
John.
Aye.
Okay, we're getting there, just sometimes it takes.
I apologize, I'm sorry.
No, we just
I
want to get everything,
don't know how these work, so I
We're just
was,
trying to cover all the bases. That's
so
all.
that once,
it's because if it isn't published, we can't do it.
and
Right.
once it's done, everything's together.
I didn't know how this, I thought it was, you know, you guys reviewing options and deciding which way you wanted us to go and what would look best, and I apologize. And I didn't know there was an additional thing for in front of the front foundation, I thought it was all the rear foundation.
Yeah, we thought you were gonna make the decisions for us.
Remember, we live in New York.
Which I was waiting for the government to tell me what to do, is, that's what I thought was happening.
Sorry.
We'll,
And your,
we'll be there
I'll speak in favor.
on Saturday the 13th, sometime after 10:30. See, and you'll have your proposals staked out or painted or something, so we can see.
You said July 13th?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a Saturday. It'll be-
Yep.
We meet here at 10:30 and then we go out viewing the properties.
either just a couple of flags, you know, just to show.
Oh,
where
he
the
spray
actual
paints it for
dimensions
me
are.
often to show me the various
Oh.
options.
I'm gonna have to like till it up
He's
to
had
get rid of
practice.
old spray paint marks, but we'll have new ones and they'll be the only ones. There are many marks out there right now, don't you worry.
Well, just tell us the right color, we'll go by whatever.
Okay, I've already used every spray paint can from Lowe's, so.
Any other questions? We all set now? We'll get to it. He'll be all right.
I think that's every.
All right, we'll move on to Darren Maxwell, 215 North Hammond Road.
Should be easy now.
And you're the accessory structure.
Yeah.
Karen Maxwell, 215 North Hamlin Road, seeking a variance to add a fourth structure to the property, 16 by 24 outbuilding.
Okay,
And the building that we're going to be adding is up by the, back towards the pond, large pond there.
About in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah,
But I mean, you know, halfway down the pond, on the west side of the pond,
right, on the west side of the pond, correct.
And number 4.
number 4.
okay.
Just more storage and all that kind of stuff.
It's more like a building, get in out of the rain, sit, there's a little campsite back there, you sit there and have a porch on it, covered porch, it's kind of something with a little more protection, get in out of the rain or whatever.
Sure.
It's a pre-built structure, not Amish-made structure.
Okay.
It's gonna be-
Well, the damage made is still strong. We have noticed, buildings are needed more now than ever because anything left outside is gone. It don't take long, it disappears.
I'm not sure. Because the pond's over it. Is, on the west side of your property, is that a right-of-way or what is that that's marked off?
The survey road showing,
Sure. Sure, yeah. You must be referring to this, that's what you're referring to?
Yeah, right down through there.
So is this like a little thing like for camping out there and then they run inside?
it's, these
Yeah.
were multiple,
How did the heart strike?
lots that were combined into one. So I don't know if this is the whole map. This is
Like next to
down the field right here, and there's a barn.
So you own the mystery building?
The barn, yeah.
We don't need it.
Well, we called that the mystery building forever.
This is just telling you the footage
On
from
the
the
same
line
side of
to
the
that.
Yeah, it's to
It's
the
not a
west,
rock neighbor, it's
That's
to the
all
like
west
that-
across the farm field.
the
And
farm
that's
field,
the
the eagle's nest,
Right.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just showing
Well,
you
that's
the
the
line.
property line, the new property line is like back here.
Yeah, so that's not, it's not a easy.
There's like a 3-acre field
Yeah,
right in there.
Okay.
Right,
It's just showing
right,
the-
so
this here, is that why they're
Yeah.
talking about?
this is where they're talking about, but I
Yeah,
own all
Their son's real great.
all the way over here.
Yeah, he was talking about
Right, but
this.
these were separate, separate,
Mhm.
lots that are combined. That was a separate lot, that was a separate
You're not gonna put any, living, you're not gonna have running water.
lot. No,
Nothing, there's no one's gonna be living in.
no, absolutely not.
Any further questions? If not, we'll schedule a public hearing.
I'll make a motion, for,
Darren Maxwell, 215 North Hamlin Road, to seek relief from Town Code 520-31A for a fourth accessory structure, 16 by 24 foot, for a public hearing on July 15th after 7 p.m.
Second.
Motion made by Johnson Zoller, second by Eddie Page, to schedule a public hearing for Darren Maxwell, 215 West Hamlin Road, for variance required for building of a storage building for Monday, July 15th, after 7 o'clock. Please call the vote.
Carl Rock.
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth.
Aye.
Norman Vaz.
Aye.
Ed Hay.
Aye.
Josh Goldberg.
Okay, have your $75 prior to July 1st.
I'll have that flagged off too.
Right, you'll have it staked for it, because July 13th we'll be there.
Okay.
At the location.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything from our legal?
All set? Come on, it's got something else. Cheryl, do you want paid now or no?
No, we'll wait.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good
Okay,
evening.
everybody, have a good night.
Okay, thank you all.
Everybody.
You're gone.
Oh, are they?
Okay.
Take care. I don't stand up so good, sorry. Why, we need a hot cup.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
All right, anything from our code enforcement officer?
No, we're just going along swimmingly.
I like that. Well, the only one left is our awesome town board member.
I can't even,
You can't match that. Forget it.
No. I mean, what's going on now? Everything's fine.
Good.
Everything's fine. Town is cooking. Oh, we're putting a lot of effort into our kids, so a lot of the town work we're doing, you know how we normally go out and try to get jobs for the, you know, we're highway for like other counties and stuff
Yes.
like that. We're gonna try to put an effort into our sports fields and stuff, because our rec department is expanding. We have so many programs now where our fields just need a lot of work. So,
I've heard that from a few people.
new people. So this is gonna, so we're gonna just make sure our effort is towards our town and our children, and, you know, less trying to find work outside into the county. We have so many kids, we're really fortunate that our sports programs are doing so well. We want the kids to be outside and work and have fun.
That's a good thing.
That's the biggest current change. Well, we almost act like Democrats. I'm an elected official, if they don't like me. We'll be.
I know for this, I will be adjourned.
Aye.
Quickly.
Aye.
Okay, all set.
Right.
One, a good